Grab you a milkshake and a hamburger. We're talking Riverdale. This is a review for Riverdale, Chapter 27, The Hills Have Eyes. So, if I were to describe this episode in one word, that word would be snooze fest. I'm just going to be honest, I was just so bored with this episode. And the weird thing, it wasn't for the usual reasons that I don't like certain episodes of Riverdale. Because let's be honest, there's been a lot of episodes I did not like this season. Usually when I don't like an episode of Riverdale, it's because I think it's one of those there to be there episodes. One of those sort of mediocre episodes that only exist to connect 2 points of a storyline. You know, you've got all these season-wide story arcs, and you know, you've got the beginning, you got the conclusion, maybe the climax, and there's just these episodes that just kind of connect them together that I call the there to be there episodes, and I hate them. I hate them with a burning passion. This was not a there to be there episode. Ironically enough, I thought it was a standalone episode. It's like, you remember the episode where, you know, Betty, Jughead, Archie, and Veronica went to Veronica's lake house, family lake house. Yeah, that episode sucked. I'm just sorry. This episode was just so boring. Okay, so like I said, I think I've already told you what the main story was. Veronica, Archie, Betty, and Jughead go to Veronica's family lake house out upstate for a romantic weekend. And you think there might be some kinky stuff going on, but it was just so boring. You know, it just kind of starts out with, you know, Hiram saying to Archie and Veronica, hey, do you want to go use the family lake house? We were all going to go down there, but now me and the missus have got some business to take care of. And, you know, Veronica's like, oh, sure. And then, like, Hiram says, oh, you know, Andre's going to be out there, keep an eye on you. And the first thing is, you know, Veronica throws a hissy fit about this, which to me made no goddamn sense whatsoever. Okay, so I get Veronica's supposed to be, you know, a spoiled rich brat who doesn't listen to her parents. But at the same time, hasn't it been that she wanted to be a part of the family business, you know, the mafia side? You know, certain things are going to be expected of her if she wanted to join. And the idea that she would think that she could go out to this cabin on the lake with just her friends and her father wouldn't have any eyes on her just seems stupid. Anyway, we'll get into that a little more. And then, you know, Hiram pulls Archie aside and he's like, Archie, okay, here's what's really going on. Me and the mafia family, we're going to be meeting here. Things are a little dicey because of Papa Polteen's death. Remember him? You know, the guy who didn't like Pop Tate's cheese turds who got shot? Apparently they're bringing him back. Are we supposed to care, you know, about who killed him? Because it was a weird thing where, like, the Agent Adams was grilling Archie about that guy after he died. And Archie was like, well, I ran the guy out to hear him because I heard Papa Polteen, the cheese guy, talking to the meat guy, the butcher from Long Island or wherever. Next thing I know, he ends up dead. So did Hiram have the guy killed? And, you know, the storyline has gone nowhere. And like I said, Agent Adams turned out to be a fake, working for the real boss, who is Hermione. So why are we still pretending that Hiram is the boss? And why should we care about Papa Polteen? I don't know. So anyway, like I said, they go out to the lake, and it just gets even worse there, where Cheryl calls up Jughead and says, hey, see, you didn't invite me. I just got something to say. Betty kissed Archie, you know, in front of my house after they got done grilling my senile grandma about some murder that happened all the way. Apparently that turned them on, and they started kissing in front of my house. Just thought you'd like to know. So then they have this sort of back and forth. Is Jughead upset that Archie and Betty had kissed? And he's like, oh, relationship problems. But it doesn't turn out to be a problem. And then later they have Jughead ends up kissing Veronica. And they have some funny gags where, like, every time one of the couples had sex, he can hear the bed springs popping up and down. Then, like I said later, Veronica finds out that Archie is talking to Andre because Andre's there keeping eyes on her. She gets pissy at Archie's like, how could you lie to me? It's like, bitch, you know what you're in. You brought the guy into the mob. You know, mobsters lie to one another all the time. And once again, how do you not understand how this works? Your father's going to have someone keep eyes on you because he's a fucking mobster and you don't want to end up at the bottom of the fucking lake. But apparently it's the big deal, you know, Archie lying to Veronica. Because she's always been truthful with him. And like I said, you know how boring this main story was with all these relationship problems. Because later it's like they find out that Hiram's buying up the land in Riverdale, bought out the trailer parks, and he bought out the newspaper, and this sort of like Jughead had just gone along with that so he could kind of probe Veronica. But maybe it was all a big distraction to get him out of Riverdale when all this shit went down. It's like we've been over this over and over. Yes, Hiram's buying all this land. What's his big fucking plan? Is there going to be a payoff to any of this? And like I said, this creates a pissing contest between Jughead and Betty against Archie and Veronica. Like, oh, their friendship's being tested. We've already had their friendship tested when you had the Serpents versus the Red Circle. Same crap over and over again. And like I said, just to show you how boring it is, out of nowhere, they're bringing this home invasion storyline. These guys in hoods break into the lake house and they start demanding money. And we know that they're the town folk who don't like the summer folk like Veronica. We were introduced to them for like 1 second. So anyway, Veronica outsmarts them, hits an alarm. Everyone starts running out. Archie has flashbacks to that day with Pop in Pop Tate's chocolate shop where, the Black Hood had a gun to his head. He did nothing, so he chases after the guy, beats the guy down, takes off his mask. Andre shows up and says, yeah, hey, Archie, let me handle this. Archie starts running away. We hear a gunshot. So Andre killed this guy. And then later, this is confirmed basically by Hiram saying to Archie, hey, did you have any problems with my doorman putting the cap in that guy's ass? And Archie's like, no, I don't. And I'm just rolling my eyes. Because now, where's this story going to go? It's Archie is helping them cover up a murder. We already had that story going on with Betty and Chick. And also, I might add, Papa Pulting with Archie already covering up a murder. Possible that murder where, he ratted this guy out to hear him and he ends up dead. So why are we doing this again? I could care less. So like I said, that's this main story. It just seemed like repetitive stuff that we've already seen before. And some conflicts that just went nowhere. What I thought was more interesting was the B stories for this episode. We had Josie. It's great to see her get some screen time because they made a big deal about how they only had a black Josie, African-American Josie, and then you never see her, or she really doesn't do anything but sing. In this episode, she had a little more. She knows that her mother's having an affair with the sheriff, and, she's struggling with the idea of telling her friend Kevin. Because, Kevin's the son of the sheriff, the gay son of the sheriff. Anyway, just out of kind of spite against her mother, she tells Kevin. And then later she realizes, ooh, wow, I just turned this guy's world upside down. I just basically told him his father is just a complete douchebag. She starts having regrets, but, her and Kevin work it out. That was a lot more interesting than the same crap we've been seeing before. It's sort of like we have a character, they have a moral struggle, whether or not to tell someone they care about the truth. Even though the truth will cause problems all the same. Do you keep lying to them knowing that someone they love is lying to them, like really lying, shady shit. And yeah, that was interesting. And I'll stick with that story because I guess, Kevin and Josie saying, hey, we're okay with you two dating, having sex, the sheriff and the former mayor. And, no, I don't think anyone should care about Josie's father because he just already seems like an asshole who isn't really in her life or, in love with his wife. I mean, Mary McCoy even said this at one point. She's like, just Dad doesn't know. She's like, oh no, Dad knows. He knows. He's probably having affairs of his own. They didn't say that, Mom. I'm just guessing that. But Kevin's mother, the one who's serving overseas, when they bring her back, that'll be interesting because it's like, does Kevin call her up and say, Ma, guess what? Dad's fucking the mayor, or ex-mayor, I guess you'd say. Or is he going to wait until she comes back? That will be interesting. And this episode, we found a little more about Cheryl, about why she's such a bitch. And it's because she's a closet lesbian. Which, ouch. But I think it kind of works where she starts out, after she gave Jughead the call, Tony Topaz, the serpent chick who, had a little thing with Jughead, is like, hey, why are you always such a bitch? He's like, oh, you must not know me. I'm Cheryl. I'm the queen bitch of this town. But don't... Tony keeps up with it, figuring that, Cheryl's deeper than that. And we find out that basically, at one point, she was in love with her best friend. And her mother caught on to this. Her mother, who's the prostitute. And, she caught Cheryl in bed with her friend. And she's like, told Cheryl that she was an abomination. Because, she's had an interest in girls. Which, wow, what a judgmental bitch. Penelope Blossom, the mother. I mean, she's a prostitute now. And she's going to jump on her daughter because her daughter is a lesbian. And it's like, you're not going to be a very successful prostitute if you just stick to dick, lady. You got to diversify. Couples and whatnot, threesomes. You're not going to make it if it's just guys. And I know this from experience. No, it's not because I go to prostitutes. It's because I was one. Joking. But no, that's sort of like, I don't like her mother. But like I said, once again, I did think Madeline Pesh, gave a great read on when she reveals that, this is why she's such a bitch, is because of what her mother did to her. And, she can't be in love with who she wants to be with. I had a little bit of the problem with the fact that they kind of just got rid of the whole she's, in love with Josie storyline. That just went nowhere. Although they might bring it back. Because, like I said, this is just letting you know, Cheryl's a lesbian. No shit. We already knew this because she was basically stalking Josie, giving her crazy messages and whatnot. But that might be interesting to see, Tony and Cheryl together. I'd ship that. Chioni? Let's see. Cheryl, C-H. Choni. We'll call it Choni. I'd ship that. Like I said, that was interesting. And the other bit with Josie was interesting. The B stories was just better because we got to see these characters who we haven't seen do stuff. Hello? You can't tell anymore because I put the shirt through the wash, but it once said, give Reggie a story. And crying out loud, yes! Even if it's just a simple B story. It's like he's got to find his library book because the head librarian's going to have his ass if he can't find his library book that he lost 6 years ago. And it's just him running around trying to figure out what a fucking library book is. I would watch that. Instead of the same crap with Archie, Veronica, Betty, and Jughead over and over again. Give Reggie a fucking story. Yeah. And that's all I got. Like I said, I was just so bored with this episode. I really don't have too many predictions. They're just kind of the same. Like I said, I think because they brought him back, we're going to get more with the Papa Pulte murder. I think we're going to get stuck with Archie covering up this latest murder. Although maybe it was faked. You know? Although once again, why would... They already know he's fucking loyal to him. You know, why do they keep doing this stuff with Hiram is taking Archie under his wing when we know Hermione is the fucking mastermind? What other predictions? Nothing much. I really hope they get back into, the mystery of who is the guy that Chicken Alice killed. Because I'm thinking that's the real chick. And this other creepy, obnoxious character who I don't like, chick, is a phony. And I hope they get rid of him. And that's all I got for now.